Hi there, this is Love Johar. Thank you so much for watching this video and thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Today we have a very interesting topic. Can we audit the cloud? Are the auditors allowed to conduct audits on cloud service providers? Can we do that? If yes, then what are the permissions and what are the requirements for the same? All these details I will discuss quickly in this video. This will help you if you are in the audit industry. This will also help you if you are trying to audit cloud service providers. This will also help you if you want to start auditing any cloud service provider or any of the cloud services being offered. Okay, so let us get started. So, first of all, what are the different cloud service providers out there? There are two types of cloud service providers. One is the public cloud and one is the private cloud. Cloud service providers publicly are already available. They are AWS and Azure. You have different public cloud service providers these days. Even GCP, known as Google Cloud Platform, is also offering public cloud services. So, why do we need to audit? We need to audit them because we need to ensure that the cloud service providers are providing compliance with various standards, regulations, and security practices. In order to ensure that, we need to audit them. The cloud service providers also often hold sensitive data and sensitive services for their clients, making security and compliance audits crucial. So, the permissions and requirements may vary on a case-to-case basis, depending upon what are the different legal requirements. But some general steps in consideration that auditors typically take while auditing the cloud service providers start from engagement agreement. You If you are an auditor, you need to have an engagement agreement between yourself and the cloud service provider so that you can outline the scope of the audit, the objectives of the audit, the terms of the audit, and this agreement would also emphasize on the confidentiality terms, what all access to data you would have, and all other relevant matters. After that, you need some kind of necessary permissions. For example, you need access to their systems, to their networks, and their data, depending upon the scope. And this might involve creating separate accounts for auditing purposes, granting specific access to specific resources for audit purpose, and ensuring that any data which is accessed during the audit is handled securely. After that, what will the auditors audit? As I already mentioned, you will audit against compliance standards, specific compliance standards such as ISO 27001, SOC 2, HIPAA, GDPR, etc. So the cloud service provider should provide documentation, first of all, that outlines their adherence to these standards and controls, and accordingly you can check the relevant, uh, you know, relevant details and relevant technicalities, whether those are actually present in the environment on the cloud or not. After that, you have data privacy. Data privacy is very important since cloud service providers may store sensitive data, sensitive client information. So auditors need to ensure that they comply with the data privacy regulation. This might involve reviewing the cloud service provider data handling practices, data protection mechanisms, and what are their data breach response plans. Very important. After that, you have security controls. Auditors you will need to evaluate the cloud service provider security controls, including access management, encryption, network security, etc. Auditors may assess the cloud service provider's ability to protect both their infrastructure and their clients' data, depending upon the environment and the scope of the project. After that, you need to assess the physical security. Physical security, if the cloud service provider owns data centers or physical infrastructure, auditors might assess physical security measures as well, including surveillance, monitoring, access controls, and their disaster recovery and business continuity planning. After that, the cloud service providers should provide auditors with all the relevant documentation, including but not limited to their security policies, their incident response plans, their compliance reports, and any other documentation that demonstrates their current security practices and procedures that they have in place for protecting the client's data. So, as you can see, the complete audit process involves a combination of documentation review, system testing, vulnerability assessments, etc. However, the aim here is to verify that the cloud service provider practices align with the stated security and compliance measures. So, once the audit is completed, auditors generate a report detailing their findings. The report will highlight areas of compliance, potential vulnerabilities, and recommendations for improvements. The cloud service providers should address any identified issues and vulnerabilities based on the auditor's recommendations. This might involve implementing new controls, additional controls, refining existing practices, or addressing any non compliance issues. So, this is all that has to be done in this scenario. As I already mentioned, the specific detailed steps apart from this may vary depending upon the cloud service provider and the auditors and the scope of the project, and there could be some other variables as well. So I hope this finds useful for anyone who is trying to start this type of audit, especially for cloud service providers. In case you have any follow-up questions, in case you have any comments on this video, feel free to add in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.